You guys may have noticed over the last several videos in the background, there is a very large box. And that is because I was fortunate enough to have a company called Inmotion reach out to me and ask if I wanted to review their new Climber electric scooter. And I felt like not only would it be a lot of fun to review, I also felt like I have really the right environment to do this, as I do live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and there is not a flat portion of land anywhere near me. It is all hills all the time. So I could absolutely put this thing to test. It's called the Inmotion Climber because that's what it's supposed to be good at. They call it a hill climbing champion. Really quickly, I'll get this out of the way. Right now, it's on sale at $5.99. Regular price is $9.99. This is a product that's likely to be coming from China, so these prices may move around. So just check and see what the current situation is, what the current price is. We're going to move on from there. So the range is supposed to be up to 35 miles. Now, obviously, a lot of things are going to sort of play into that. How hard are you pushing it? How steep are the hills? Are you going downhill, uphill? All that stuff definitely matters, but 35 miles is pretty decent for something like this. And it also says it can go up hills that are up to 36 degrees. And I can absolutely vouch for that. Not only does it go up very steep hills, it absolutely flies up those very steep hills. Dual motors adding up to 1500 watts, absolutely potent. Compared to an e-bike I have, this thing basically goes up hills like I'm hitting my full throttle and pedaling on my bike from Van Powers. Extremely impressive, honestly surprising. Obviously, that box is relatively large, but this scooter does actually fold down quite easily. There's a really nice, secure mechanism on the front of it to kind of latch it into place. But again, it's not that difficult to fold the thing down, throw it in your trunk or something like that, which is really quite nice. The actual product assembly was very, very simple. Basically just required a handful of screws to put on your kickstand and to put the handlebars themselves into place. Took me just a couple of minutes, honestly. Very, very easy to put together. So there is an app that you will need to install for the setup to get this thing completely going. Seems like it's perfectly fine on my folding phone here. Some things about the UI are sort of like overlapping. The scooter is on top of ride mileage, but you can see there that it will show you several different metrics like your battery life, your max speed of your last session, so forth and so on. You can also jump into your settings and do a few interesting things there, like speed clamp at 25 kilometers an hour. You can change the ride mode. There's all sorts of different options here. I love that you can actually change your brake force in here as well. That is really, really cool. Ride mode is an important one though. So by default, it's going to be in D, but there is this S mode, and man, does it make a big difference. When I first got on this thing, you kind of have to push to get yourself started. I'm hitting the throttle and then it kind of gently takes off and everything seems fine. You put this thing in S mode and when it goes, it goes. You basically get that full power pretty much instantly, and it is a lot of fun, but you need to be careful with it. Now, of course, a lot of this stuff can be controlled directly from the scooter. You just have this one button that just turns it off and on with a long press, but you can also do some other things with it. So pressing it once is actually going to turn on your headlight. So if you're riding around at night, that's going to be pretty darn useful. Notice the D symbol up top. If I double click the power button, now I am in that Expert S mode. Double click it again, and now we are in this pedestrian walking mode where the flashlight or the headlight is blinking. And then once again, now we are back into the standard mode. This thing also has turn signals, which I really, really appreciate. If we hit that left turn signal, there we are on both sides of your handlebar. And if I make a turn, it's going to turn those things off automatically. Really cool. And of course your throttle's on the other side, and since we're stationary, I've not got it rolling at all, you're not going to accidentally hit this thing and then just take off flying. You do have to put your foot on it, give it a little bit of a kickstart, and then hit your throttle. We talked about those brakes a little bit, but I'll give you a quick look at it. This is a disc brake system, and something that kind of has bugged me with my Van Powers e-bike that I haven't really experienced here is brake noise. Seems to be quite quiet, and that's good. They do also claim that these 10-inch tires can be changed out very, very easily. And as you saw in the beginning of the video, they do actually ship this thing with a couple of extra inner tubes. It is just an unfortunate fact of reality that no matter how I try to film this, it's never going to look nearly as fast as it feels when you're actually riding it. 20 miles an hour watching someone go by doesn't seem that fast, but when you're the one on the thing in the open air, the wind blowing past you, it does feel quite fast, and I think that it does feel quite exhilarating. So I'm going to show you now, it's just some raw footage, just cruising around nearby my house, and hopefully from that first person perspective with my little action camera, you'll get a general idea of what it's like. So as a total package, how do I feel about the Inmotion Climber? If you are someone that lives in a city with lots of hills, honestly, Knoxville is such a perfect example. Like if you're a college student or something and you live downtown, there are so many hills. This thing is going to be able to get up and down them very, very easily, and you're going to be able to get around town on this thing quite comfortably. I think that it looks pretty sharp. Like I kind of like almost like a retro vibe that it has going on with some of these color accents. The build quality does seem quite solid. I like the fit, the finish. You've got a brake light. You've got the turn signals. You've got a headlight. There's a lot about this thing that just makes it feel very, very feature complete. It's got a nice wide base, which makes it pretty easy to stand on, and a max load of 286 pounds, which I think is going to accommodate pretty much everybody. Just out of curiosity, jump over to Amazon and search for electric scooter, and you can find some that get in that 19 to 22 mile range for quite a bit cheaper. But look here, 500 watt motor. This has a dual motor setup that adds up to 1500 watts. 500 watts, 350 watts, 450 watts. This thing is way more powerful than what you're going to find cheaply on Amazon. If we search specifically for 1500 watt, guess what? You're going to be in the price range of this scooter. A seat would be pretty cool to have, but yeah, you're going to be in this price range. So I think that the price is relatively reasonable as long as it stays around where it is at $599 with all these features and that much power. I think that it's definitely worth looking at if you're in the market for something like this. Big shout out to Inmotion for sending this scooter over for me to take a look at and review. As with all of my reviews, no money has changed hands for the production of this video, and they are seeing this video at the exact same time as all of you because they had no early copy and no editorial input. If you want to purchase one of these or take a look at it, I will put a link down below, which should be an affiliate link, which means if you click that link and then you make a purchase, I will earn commission off of that, and that is a great way to help support the channel, and it costs you absolutely nothing extra. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this Inmotion Climber in the comments down below. Subscribe for more content like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.